Well, it's time for some some good news on the Is That All You Got loop. I'm going to shoot another video so I can take down the previous one with some of the damage on it. And we're going to go over the loop a little bit just on the map. And this is mainly for beginners. If you've done it before, this isn't going to tell you too much you don't know. But if you haven't done it, we're going to assume you're starting at Wolf Pit Trailhead here. So from Wolf Pit, you're going to go up to access the MST. And then you're going to continue up the MST here. My recommendation before you start across the flat of Short Off would be to go ahead and top off your water here at Gully Pipe. And I'll get to the why in a second, but that's going to be the best access you have for a while. And it's right by the trail. It is a gully with a pipe sticking out of it. And you're going to just about trip over it, so you can't really miss it. So, and this is the Avenza map. It's just a printed version that I picked up at Foothills Gear Garage in Morganton. But this is the exact same thing as the online Avenza map. So from Gully Pipe, you're going to continue up Short Off through here, drop down here towards Cambric. Now, when you get to Cambric, be a little bit careful. Make sure you're checking the white blazes, because it's almost like from both directions on the MST, the natural way that you would want to go is Cambric. So you're going to come into this campsite and turn right, or you're going to come into this campsite and hang a left if you come from the other direction. But in both cases, you naturally almost want to go down Cambric. Not a good idea, unless, that's what you're wanting to do. So when you continue out here to Saddle Camp, that is going to be your next best water source on the ridge. You're going to have to drop off towards the river to get to good enough water to get that. But if you fill up a Gully Pipe, you should be able to go right through that. So continue Short Off through the chimneys. This is going to be a pretty significant climb out of Chimney Gap, but they put in some new switchbacks here, so that's a lot easier now than it used to be. So you're going to come through the chimneys area. This area is amazingly gorgeous. You'll definitely enjoy that. So starting at the map here, coming through the chimneys area again, you're going to hit the picnic area at Table Rock. FYI, currently the paved road is still closed. Probably will be for most of next year. They have a landslide in there that they're having trouble addressing. But back to the Is That All You Got loop, you're going to start to climb Table Rock. Now, a lot of the All Trails maps will tell you to take Little Table Rock Trail. This trail is, at this current time, is decommissioned, was never worked on from Helene. It has got a lot of trail damage, a lot of trees down. So do not take Little Table Rock Trail. You're going to want to take Table Rock Gap Trail. We've put in some switchbacks if you've ever done it before. The super steep straight down the ridge section is pretty much gone, and we have a few switchbacks through here that'll get you down to the gap. The gap, you'll come out the Spence Ridge Trailhead, and you'll drop down Spence Ridge. That's going to be you're going to have water sources along Spence Ridge with this creek. You're going to be fine. Come down, you're going to cross the river. You're going to pick up the Linville Gorge Trail. There's still some trail damage through here. So be careful. I think one of the landslides may be above this, but there's definitely some down between Conley and Pinch End. There's definitely one between Pinch End and Daffodil Flats. So we're picking back up here, coming from Conley Cove, down through here. Now, here's where it was problematic. It's taken till a couple of weeks ago to get the section from Pinch End to Daffodil Flats open. There were sections through here that were almost 100% canopy loss, and there was some trail damage. Now, the canopy loss is taken care of. WildSouth, US Forest Service, Saws, and G5 Trail Collective have basically punched a hole through the trees all the way to Daffodil Flats. It's suitable for hikers. The trail is open. You can get through here now. You don't have to go up to the road. That is the good news. That's kind of the opening up of the Is That All You Got loop right now. There is a landslide in here. There's going to be some trail damage, and we're going to go in and widen what we punched through here at some point just to be helpful for EMS and litters and that kind of stuff. From there, you're going to come down through here, Daffodil Flats. You're going to have a couple of good water sources in this area that you can pick up before you take off and start climbing out Lead Mine Mountains to Sea. Cross the river here. Depending on what you're wanting to do, you could Mountain Sea Trail up and then down to Wolf Pit. You could cross over to Faulkner Flats up to Wolf Pit and that kind of stuff. But not super informative, I know, unless you have never done this before. But definitely get this Avenza map. because this is going to be the go-to map for the gorge. You can have water sources marked. A lot of these water sources are going to be hard to get to, but they're marked. You can have campsites marked. You're going to have a lot of your mileages are going to be marked between trails. So this is the preferable map for everybody that spends a lot of time in the gorge. And I just wanted to update my last video so that it's not confusing, because I had to put open in the description, and then the video says it's still closed. Trail's not closed. Is that all you got? Loop is open. If you're interested in other gorge stuff, I'm going to flip over here. The team currently has been coming in Devil's Hole, and they're cutting upstream towards Babel Tower. This section still has some damage. And then Cabin Flats to Bynum Bluff still has some damage that needs to be worked on. So those two sections of the Gorge Trail are still being addressed. And, you know, you can you can follow my channel. Once we kind of get these to where they're opening up, you're going to see you're going to see work on that channel starting to come up where we're doing trail work and stuff. So there you go. If you give it a shot, she's good to go. Just stay away from Little Table Rock Trail and have a good time. See ya.